Salut à tothom. Shalom. Greetings. Hi everyone. Another stream. To annoy the Groblings, to feed the thoughts of flat earthers and independent thinkers. You don't have to be a flat earther. You can be an independent thinker and not a flat earther. Okay, but regarding the shape of the earth, you're indoctrinated. So, this is going to be a fun one. I'm going to be doing some singing. That's right. Why? Because it's my channel and I do whatever the fuck I want. Thank you. That's why. First, I want to say to Sara Ugarte, disculpa guapísima, te dije que iba a hacer eso con el sol en este directo. Bueno, que iba a hacer un directo explicándolo de eso. No lo voy a hacer. Jamás me voy a repetir otra vez. Ya está. ¿Tú lo entiendes? Cuéntaselo tú. Porque no tengo tiempo para repetir. No me voy a repetir más. Ya está. Acabo de repetirme. Pero sabes lo que quiero decir, ¿no? No solo decir la misma palabra dos veces, sino el mismo contenido. Okay, now in English. I was just apologizing to a Chilean woman who asked me to explain about the sun above the clouds, like in the penultimate video, my second to last video. Explaining it in Spanish, and I just said to her, I'm not repeating myself, I've said it in English already, she understands it. People have the book of the sun, and no, I'm not repeating myself again. So, I'm not going to. From now on, no more repeating, no more doubling up into Spanish, okay? It doesn't mean I will not make videos in Spanish. Esto no quiere decir que no voy a hacer vídeos en español, pero van a ser originales. No van a ser una réplica de lo que he hecho en inglés, ni los voy a hacer en español y luego copiarlos en inglés. No. Nada más, no me voy a repetir, ya está. Si hay problema con ello, que se jodan. Ok, a ver, ¿por dónde voy? Everybody West Coast, Westham. Hello, Winand. There's somebody called Winand in the chat. Let's welcome Winand, who says hi. Put that you saying time out. That's it. Bye bye for 5 minutes. Okay, I do not want you talking in my chat. If I see you talking in my chat, I'm going to just ban you from here. Why? Because you're a moron. Why? Because of the comments that you've left. You understand, don't you, Winand? Okay, so this is going to be a good one. I'm actually looking forward to. I'm looking forward to watching this after I've done it. I really am, because sometimes when I'm doing them, I'm too wrapped up in what I'm doing that I don't. It's not enjoyable to me, but then afterwards, I pretend like that's not me. I go, let's see what this dude's saying. And half the time I'm like, he messed up there, shouldn't have said that wrong, that's not the right word. You know, I sit there criticising him because he's a freaking idiot. No, it's not, it's me, it's not idiot, it's me. Yo, y me, I and me, yeah, I and me. Everybody who's chatting in the chat, please say out loud, wherever you are, I and me. And then type X. This is a spell. It's a spell. Let's call it a spell if you want. I and me. And then type X when you have said it out loud, wherever you are. I'm going to wait. Because this is what this is about. I and me. Thank you, West Coast Wisdom and Jeff Smith. Okay, I'm waiting for some of the other people. Sooner or later, Danny Diesel will arrive, hopefully. Then I can moderate the chat. Meanwhile, I'm going to look for somebody who can... Thank you very much, everyone. I see all the X's in the chat. Thank you. Can I have a volunteer? Now, just bear this in mind. I'm going to ask for a volunteer to moderate the chat now because Danny Diesel is not here. Please bear this in mind. If you volunteer and you have no reason to assume that I would trust you, I'm going to delete you. Okay? Because that's what the shields do. That's how they infiltrate. Okay? Now, if you're somebody like West Coast Wisdom or, I don't know, Martin Conley, Squirrel Sniper, Cody Broberg, any of those guys that could rationally assume that I would trust them, then go ahead. Okay, so 30 minutes to bedtime. Okay, no problem. No problem, West Coast Wisdom. Music covers. Thanks for the offer. I'm not going to delete you because of how you said it. Okay? I'm not going to ban you. Just because of how you said it. If you said wrench, bunk, that would be you gone. No problem, Squirrel Sniper. Smashing. There. Now listen, this isn't a sign of distrust or anything like that, but at the end of this I will remove your wrench. Yeah? Because I don't want this to be like it was before. Oh! Music covers, you're Brendan. Are you Rory? Music covers. Is that who you are? When you say Brendan, I only know one Brendan, and his other name is Rory. Squirrel Sniper. I thought you wouldn't. He said, I don't mind, Antonio. Yes! Oh, okay. Well, listen. You're going to have 2 moderators. Because I feel really bad now for what I said to Music Covers. Hey, man. How you doing? How many channels do you have? Anyway. We're going to get on with this. I said I'm going to sing. I am. I've danced. And I'm going to sing. It's a pretty cool song. It's... Repeat. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Well. Okay. Problem. That was a text message in Spanish, and my brain just switched over to Spanish. I might take my rings off whilst I'm chatting. I don't know. Don't know why I said that thought out loud. That was worth millions. LP, Flat Earth Espresso. No, but maybe. Yes, I won't be singing LP, okay? But I will play LP. Then I will sing, okay? So because I'm going to go over a portion of what I said in a previous video, previous stream. I'm going to not repeat myself, but I'm going to flesh out. I'm going to expound or expand on what I've been saying regarding id and ego, I and me, okay? Yo y mi in Spanish, okay? Okay, right, guys, sorry, I'm not reading the chat anymore. Okay, I've just moved it out of the way so I won't be distracted. Now I need to move myself out of the way. First, we're going to go here. First, we're going to start a nice little jaunty stroll through things. By the way, this, can you see this? See how I have a lump here? This is a lymph node, or a lymph gland. You know what this is? This is a sign that my body is and has rejected the cancer. So, I'm waiting for the all clear, folks, okay? I'm waiting for scans to see what's what, okay? I know what's what. They need to know. Well, no, they don't need to know. I want the scans so that my friends and family and other relatives, people, so that I can show it to them so they don't have to believe me, okay? But from now on, I have zero patience for people who don't believe me, people who question what I say. So from now on, violence works. It really, really works. Okay. So if I go to a friend of mine and I tell them that I had cancer and got rid of it on my own, and they say, no, you didn't, punch in the face or choke. Seriously. Violence solves nothing, says those who solve everything through violence. Right, so first, I really am looking forward to this. Here, let's look at this. Right, that can go small. Okay. I would be Donald J. Trump. First, before I continue. Trump. Definition. Wait. What does Trump mean? A card or suit, right, a card of a suit, any of whose cards will win over a card that is not of this suit, called also trump card. The suit whose cards, blah, blah, blah. A decisive overriding factor or final resource. Okay, wait, let me make it smaller. A dependable and exemplary person. Trump. Verb. To get the better of. To win, basically. Okay? Okay. That's Trump. Trump. That's right. Donald J. Trump. Oh, that's interesting. So let me read what he wrote. I will be leaving the Great Walled... Wait. I'm going to read this. There's a point I'm going to read this. This is not political. Obviously, he's a politician now and all of that. I'm not reading it for any kind of politics or partisan or anything like that. It's part of what I'm explaining. Okay? In the broader context of what I'm explaining. You know, the me and I, the double, the ego and id. Because everybody thinks, oh, Donald J. Trump, just ego, isn't he? So, let me read. I will be leaving the great Walter Reed Medical Center today at 6:30 p.m. Feeling really good. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. We have developed under the Trump administration, in other words, under the administration that wins, some really great drugs and knowledge. I feel better than I did 20 years ago. That's what Donald J. Trump wrote. Now, let's just scroll up. I'm just scrolling up, just because I know there's something. Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about that map. Oh, yeah, that's one of... Oh, yeah, here we are. Nathan Hopkins wrote, he will die. Faked, of course. Get ready for the greatest destabilizing psyop ever in the world has ever even seen. Yeah, what? More than 9/11? Dumbass? Aww. Simpson did it again. Trump dies of COVID-19. No, he's feeling better than ever. Dumbass. Now, I'm going to go to this map. So, this is how Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, according to flat earthers. Because you see, they have this Mercator map of their globe, and they think that flat earthers use a Mercator map of the globe. Partly because flat earthers, the vast majority of them, use an azimuthal equidistant projection of the globe. So, this is what they're playing. This is how Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, according to flat earthers. Very, very funny. Let's look at something. Let's just look at something. I hope it shows, because I might have to share another thing. Wait, let me open it. Yes, there. Right. So. Sorry, I'll do it this way. Easiest. Display capture. There you go, done. And that way you can see my cursor too. No. That was a globe map drawn as a Mercator. You know, the Mercator map, basically. The massively distorted map, because you cannot accurately depict a flat surface on a sphere. It is 100% impossible. Can you depict a spherical surface onto a flat surface? Yes, of course you can. Can you really, Antonio? Well, think about it a second. What would happen if you had a ball? A ball, that's a sphere, isn't it? What would happen if you had a ball and you rolled it? And it went through a puddle, and then it went past a puddle. What would happen? It would leave a little trail, wouldn't it? Of the puddle, yeah? Because it's wet, yeah? The ground is flat. It has left a mark that is on a flat surface of the sphere. I drew a flat earth map. Not my map. to show this, I drew my physical globe on a flat surface by tracing the physical globe. Which Globeling's like, impossible to do. It's like, no it isn't, you freaking asshole. How about you just stop talking? How about you just stop talking? Oh, the sun, big ball of fire. No, just stop talking. Just stop talking. So, so this is what they're saying. Okay, that, you know, flat earthers say, where is it? It's so funny that this, yeah, that this. Now there were British flat earthers that were pretending like the map is a ceramic freaking mosaic and it's a Mercator map, okay, with the distortions, just doubled over and over and over as many times as you need so that you could leave out of here and arrive here. The Pac-Man model it was called, yeah? And here's the bullshit AE maps, yeah? Works on a spinning ball. So, let's go back to this. You see, they're trying to say, flat earth, they're distorting. Basically, when people do this, you know they've lost, right? So, the Globelings know they have lost, by the way. One of my personal friends, who was one of the biggest, who would argue the most against flat earth, I think he's having a crisis right now. Because he's probably had enough time to think with this COVID thing. And he's probably realised that he's going to have to apologise a little bit. No, he doesn't have to apologise, yeah? I mean, he could apologise for being such an ass, okay? But he's going to have to say, dude, you were fucking right. And I told him that he would. Eventually he would. If he does, though, I'll be surprised, because I thought Graham was going to be the first. Okay, and I said it. I've said it all along. The first would be Graham. Anyway, that's by the by. I don't even know why I was talking about that. Oh yeah, because he's a Globeling and he used to argue against flat earth. Now, here's Pearl Harbor, here's Japan. This is Japan, okay? Here's the story. The story is lots of planes left, not Japan, you know, flying and kill all this, okay? Why not? Why not? Well, let's have a look. Let's just go from here to here. Almost 4,000 miles. Fighter jets don't have that kind of, or at least back then, they definitely didn't have that kind of range. Oh, but they were kamikaze. They weren't expecting to come back. They don't have that kind of range. I'm not saying they have the range. They don't have twice that range. I mean, they couldn't get there. What does this mean, Antonio? Why are you saying this? It means, well, they would have left on, well, airship carriers. You know, those big ships that planes land on and take off from? They must have left on those. Hey, what's this red X here? That's Guam. Why have you got that, Antonio? Because Guam is American. What? Yes, Air Force Base in Guam. Oh, no. Naval Base, sorry, in Guam. And obviously, Air Force too. So, hello. You mean during the Second World War, the Americans were just watching what was going on, just looking this way. They were just, this is the idea from the Globelings. The Americans, the United States, okay? People never talk about Canada, but they fought too. But anyway, the Americans were looking, like, as if they were literally looking with their eyes, okay? Towards Europe to see what was going on. That's not how it really works, okay? It's like messages, photos, letters, telephone calls, okay? And personal testimony. That's how it works, or it did back then anyway. So, that's the role of spies. So, Second World War. America. Caught by surprise, were they? Why? Were they not patrolling this region? Were they not patrolling the Pacific? Are the Americans retarded? Is the American military retarded? Is it? Apparently what happened was the president sent all the ships to Pearl Harbor to keep them safe. That doesn't make sense. Maybe to deploy them against someone. Now that would make sense to have them all there, but it's a stupid move because you don't put all your troops in one location. That's just, it's just stupid. But the story either is this. A flotilla of ships left, and they didn't go directly to Hawaii. Otherwise, the ones from Guam that are patrolling this region would be like, hey, where are you going? We're going to Hawaii. No, it's danger. Instead, they must have done this. They must have come out and gone, hi, Guam. Da, da, da. Just going to look at the Papua New Guinea. Ooh, boom! And they bombed everything. Yeah? Because radar already existed. Okay? Not as sophisticated as it is now. Spotters already existed. Long-wave radio already existed. Shipping vessels already had long-wave radio. Shipping vessels saying, hello, Pearl Harbor, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's like, I don't know, 50 warships heading your way. Yeah, they've got a white flag with a red dot with dashes coming off the red dot. That's right, yes, Japan, the imperial flag. Yeah, that's right. They're heading to your way. Yeah, we just went past us. We waved at them. They threw some sushi at us. They seem friendly, but just thought you might want to know. So, thank you, Globling, you moron. Because the fact that Pearl Harbor happened, means that the American government, the uppermost echelons, were complicit. And the American military know this. They know this. Now, anyway, enough. Close this. I don't want to save it. Right, oops. And back to here. And now, window capture. There. There. Alright, now. So. Didn't mean to do that. I tell you what, guys, it's a little bit weird not knowing how many of you are in the chat and what you're saying. But I really can't afford to look because I already have an easily distracted enough mind. I wanted to show this guy again, okay? And I don't mean to pick on him too much. Nathan Hopkins, dumbass, okay? He will die, fate of course. No. How about you just stop with your bullshit? Okay. Stop. All of you guys in the chat. I'm gonna urge you to do something. I've urged you in the past to stop talking about flat Earth to people with whom you're having to argue about it. You can broach the subject with new people if you want, of course. Do whatever you want. I'm suggesting you don't go on about it anymore. When people go, oh, what was that about the flat Earth? Nah, I can't be bothered. Yeah? So that eventually people hear it somewhere else, come to you and tell you that the Earth is flat. Okay? Because it's stressful to tell them. So now I'm going to read this comment from Plop. Please stop spreading dangerous misinformation about how you believe you can cure cancer with supplements and wishy thinking. I wish you all the best with your recovery, but you are spreading information that could cause serious irreparable damage to anyone stupid enough to believe you, wrote Plop. I'm going to reread that before I read my response. I hope you're not reading my response already, but never mind. Please stop telling people how to heal themselves from cancer naturally. I wish you all the best with your recovery. Hey, what do you mean recovery? I've had no treatment whatsoever. Why would I be on recovery? Shouldn't I be just on death torch? I mean, I should be dead already. Way dead. Okay? So why would I be in recovery if what I'm doing doesn't work? Dumbass. Okay? So, I wish you all the best with your recovery. But you're spreading information, yes, that could cause serious irreparable damage to anyone stupid enough to believe you. Ooh. So I write, Plop. And yet I have put my cancer into remission with this misinformation and wishy thinking and supplements, while every single oncologist around the world has literally killed people with their treatment. So how about you direct your comment at them for their quackery? Huh, bitch? And then Granny J comes in with a heck of a lot of really cool information. Anyway, just wanted to share that. Because the person obviously doesn't realise, please stop spreading dangerous misinformation. Really? Dumbass. You just, here, you betray the fact that you realise that it's not misinformation. Because if it was misinformation, I would not be in recovery. See how that goes, you dumbass. Now here we go with the proper thing. But before I do, I'm going to share my face first. So I can explain, discuss, chat. I'm going to look in the chat a little bit now. So, there it is. 62 watching, smashing. Well, no. 62 registered channels watching, a couple of thousand watching, and then there's all the, you know, the bullshit flat earthers, the Nathan Oakley, the guys who are going to be very afraid very soon. Like in the real, like true afraid, not COVID afraid, like true afraid. Like, just picture this. Imagine Nathan Oakley at work, okay, leaving work, wherever, okay. Let's pretend that he still works at Tesco. Imagine him leaving work and seeing me leaning on his car. So, it's pronounced Mercator, says Adbafe, not Mercator. Is it Adbafe? Adbafe. I am Iberian. Okay, they were Portuguese. Portugal is in Iberia. They are our cousins. Okay, the language, which is Portuguese, is very similar to the Spanish language. It is not Mercator, which is an English way. It is Mercator. Okay, so Adbafe, just stop. Why did you bother saying that? Did you not think that maybe you might be mistaken? Maybe the guy that was talking, considering that he's written a book about the fucking sun and redrawn the earth, that he might know what he's talking about. Dumbass. Anyway, so, George Smith. Go, Antonio. Yes, I will. Haha, thank you for that. Oops, wait. Right. Yeah, I'm going to do it by... I'm going to promote LP, okay? This video is going to be set, not monetized. Damn it, I don't know if I unmonetized it already. I'm unmonetizing my channel altogether, okay? But it doesn't matter. The point is, I'm going to play a video, LP, then I'm going to interpret it. Now, what I'm going to do, like I said earlier, is I'm going to flesh out something I discussed earlier, which was interpretations, okay? And I have called this When Artists Speak. LP is an artist, and obviously so was David Bowie, and obviously so am I, and I'm speaking now, okay? But that's not what I'm talking about, just when artists talk. I mean what artists say. So, let me pull up Lost on You. I will play it, but I will play it in a way that you... wait, no, wrong one. Close. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm going to play it, and I'm going to put... It's not going to be enjoyable at all, okay? Because I'm going to pause and re-say what she's just sung and interpret it, okay? Just to show you how magical this world is. You see, I've already done this. I've already explained my interpretation of her song. Now, her song is about a lover, but it could also be interpreted as being a song about herself to her inner self, okay? We're going to listen to it with that in mind. Imagine that the song is being sung like this. You have Laura Pergolesi, LP, the woman. You have her. She's a woman. She's a human being, which means she has id and ego. Okay? Ego is the part that faces the world and fights the battles. It's the Gollum of the Lord of the Rings. Id is the soft, connected to heaven part of the human being. The consciousness part of the human being. That column, that pillar of filaments that goes all the way to heaven. All the way. That's the id, okay? That's the Smeagol in the Lord of the Rings, the soft one. Ego is there to protect id. Id is a tentacle hanging from heaven. It is a raw nerve. The part that experiences earth here is a raw nerve. It's very sensitive. So it has ego to protect it. Let's listen to the song with that in mind. I love this song. Actually, wait a second. I said that I was going to stop and I wasn't going to like editorialize or give details. No, I've just explained it. None of you are stupid. You're going to listen to it yourselves and you'll see what I'm saying. It can be interpreted to mean what I'm saying, which is it's a song between her id and her ego. In fact, the person who's speaking, who's singing, who's the protagonist, the voice in the song, the person in the song, is the ego talking to the id, saying, id, for God's sake, these things I've done for you, lost on you. Do you not realize what I am? I am here for you, and I am only here for you. I don't join you in heaven. I only exist here whilst you exist. I don't know how to get to heaven. Okay? So, listen.
When you get older, plainer, saner, when you remember all the danger we came from.
Oh, sorry, I said I wasn't going to editorialize, and I really, really won't.
Burning like embers, falling tender, longing for the days of no surrender years ago. And will you know? So smoke 'em if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down.
Oh,
All I ever want.
sorry guys, didn't realise it was on me. There. Sorry about that. It's a good thing I wasn't picking my nose like Martin Lidker, that gross, spineless guy, who is also going to be, well, afraid.
It was you. I'll never get to heaven 'cause I don't know how. Let's raise our glass.
I'm putting it back to the beginning because I did talk over it, so I don't want to distract, okay? But please pay attention to what she's saying. I'll never get to heaven because I don't know how. See, like, this isn't, if it's a song to a lover, it doesn't quite make sense. What would that have to do with the price of fish in China?
When you get older, plainer, saner, when you remember all the danger we came from. Burning like embers, falling tender, longing for the days of no surrender years ago. And will you know? So smoke 'em if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. I'll never get to heaven 'cause I don't know how.
What the heck? What's going on with the stream? Why is the thing not Oh, okay.
Let's raise our glass high to all the things I've lost on you. Oh, tell me I've been lost on you. Oh, just as you could cut me loose. Oh, everything I've lost on you is that lost on you. Is that lost on you? Baby, is that lost on you? Is that lost on you? Wish that I could see the machinations, understand the toil of expectations in your mind. Hold me like you never lost your patience. Tell me that you love me more than hate me all the time. And you're still mine. So smoke them if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. Let's take a drink of heaven, this can turn around. Let's raise our glass up to all the things I've lost on you. Oh, tell me I've been lost on you. Oh, just that you could cut me loose. Oh, everything I've lost on you is that lost on you. That lost on you. Baby, is that lost on you? Is that lost on you?
Fantastic! Ego doesn't make it to heaven, guys. So when the Buddhists explain, one of the problems with Buddhism, one of the things that people have a problem with Buddhism is that it says you don't retain your own individual personality or identity. Because your personality and identity, the way they're discussing it, is a combination of id and ego. And ego doesn't make it. Ego is a psychological thing. Id is a spiritual thing. Okay? Sorry, I just drank a lot of a certain drink that's very... if you've got a sore in your mouth, which I do, it's kind of stingy. It'll pass. Right. Oh, damn. I don't want to give anything away. Now I'm going to sing. So I'm going to play the music, the karaoke version, I think. whilst I sing. You can sing along with me because I'm going to show the lyrics, okay? Let's go. Passed upon the stair. We spoke of... Wait.
Although I wasn't there, he said...
Sorry guys. I'm going to pull up a karaoke version so that I can say the lyrics without me talking over him, because me talking over him is just straightforward rude, but me doing it as a karaoke thing is a tribute. So, hey dude, if you're watching, fantastic work you've done, and I hope you're doing well, man. I'm talking to David Bowie. Let's see. Oops. Oh, there you go. I don't need to do the other lyrics. Oh, yeah, but I will do the other lyrics because sometimes the lyrics on these videos are wrong. Okay, so we're going to do the proper lyrics. So, here we go again. George Smith, I hope you enjoy this, okay? I will try. Remember, my throat is a bit sore because I literally, today, just got rid of the cancer. Okay, so, my throat is a little bit sore. But I enjoy it, and it's sung in a very mellow way, so... Here we go again. Passed upon the stair, we spoke of what and when, although I wasn't there. He said I was his friend, which came as some surprise. I spoke into his eyes, I thought you died alone a long, long time ago. Oh no, not me, I never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world. Laughed and shook his hand and made my way back home. I searched for form and land. For years and years I roamed. I gazed a gazeless stare at all the millions here who must have died alone a long, long time ago. Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world. Who knows? Not me. I might have spelled it wrong. We never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world. Excellent. So, I'm now going to interpret correctly because I'm going to interpret and cover all bases. So one of them is going to be correct. This is David Bowie. He wrote us. So David Bowie was a genius, complete genius. Okay, which is why he was an artist. Which is why so many artists are geniuses. Okay, like you're not going to fit in life as a normie if you're a genius. You're going to commit suicide or become a depressed person if they beat it out of you at school with their tongue. If they tongue lash it out of you at school. So I'm going to interpret or explain. So, we passed upon the stair. Okay, what does this mean? It could mean that he was going up the stairs one time at a party, say, and there was a mirror. Okay, I'm just going to put a scenario. I'm going to put scenarios, and one of them will be correct. Okay, so it could be this. David is at a party, and he goes up the stairs. At one point, say he's going to the loo. Okay, so he's just going to relieve himself at a call of nature, and he's going upstairs and he's smiling to himself because the people there, you know, they're looking at him, and some people are looking, but he's just happy with it. Just, you know, but he's to himself because he's going to the loo. But there's a mirror on the stairs, okay, and he walks past the mirror and he catches a glimpse of himself being the "I'm going to the loo" self, okay, which means his sincere, authentic self, not the ego or not the solely id. Okay, so he goes up the stairs and he catches a glimpse of himself so that people understand this better. Picture this. Picture that you're a very, very timid person, okay, and you would love to not be timid, okay, and then you learn some techniques and you stop being timid, okay, but you remember being timid. And then at one point, something happens. You either see something that reminds you of when you were timid, and that makes you realize the timidity in you was part of you. It was you. It was not a fake thing. It was a thing. It was true. It was real. But you learned how to quieten it, how to make it go away, how to make it sit down, stay quiet, go to sleep. Okay? So he goes up the stairs, sees his reflection in the mirror, but it's his real self, okay? Not the superstar. It's his home self. And it catches him by surprise. So we passed up on the stair. We spoke of was and when, okay? So this we spoke of was and when. What's that saying? It means he's just communicating with himself, the image. Like, we spoke of what was and when, as in, I was the timid guy when I was not famous. All of these as thoughts. He's looking at himself going, dude, hey, long time no see, kind of thing. Okay, so we spoke of was and when, although I wasn't there. What does that mean, he wasn't there? It wasn't at a party that they're discussing. No, he means he was gone. He was a bit gone, a bit stoned, a bit not with it. That's why he's looking at himself in the mirror going, dude, hey, that's me. Yeah? Although I wasn't quite there. I wasn't altogether myself. He was at a party. He's going upstairs to the toilet. And this is me assuming it's a party. It could be at home. And it caught him by surprise. And he realized I'm not fully myself. Okay? I wasn't there. He said I was his friend. As in, he's seeing himself. And he is obviously, the reflection is reflecting the thoughts that you're having, that you're projecting, the micro-expressions. And the micro-expressions that you're showing is, I see myself. I recognize that dude. I know him. He's me. He's my friend. Okay? He said I was his friend, which came as some surprise, because I'm not his friend, I'm him. Okay? Which came as some surprise. I spoke into his eyes. What does that mean? Not into his ear. No, I spoke into his eyes. He communicated with himself in the reflection. Okay? He communicated, I thought you died alone a long time ago. Shy, authentic, real, other part of me. I thought you've gone. I thought you were gone. Okay? Then the alter him, he's looking at himself, all of this. And he's like, no, I didn't die. Like, oh no, not me. I never lost control. Even though you were the one playing, you were the one singing, you were the one that thought you were in control, the one that really was in control was me. I'm your id. I am the one that's connected to heaven. I run the ego. I tell the ego to be quiet. But I can be quiet and play and ride my ego as much as I want. Because I'm in control. Your soul is in control. Oh no, not me. I never lost control. You're face to face. Hey, you're looking at yourself in a mirror. You're looking at the guy. So, you're face to face with the man who sold the world. Now, I'm Spanish. When I learnt English as a 11-year-old and later, that's like, what the heck is this? The man who sold the world? What there's that? Huh? That means I'm the dude who tricked the world. I tricked the world, including you. That's why you thought that I died. I'm the guy that tricked the world. I didn't lose control. Huh? Okay? I made you think I'd lost control. I tricked the world into thinking I'd lost my marbles. No, I was in control. Okay? So, I laughed and shook his hand, as in, all of this is a conversation he's having with himself in his reflection. Okay? And he's like, dude, that's pretty cool. Okay? Metaphorically shakes his hand. Good to see you again. So I laughed and shook his hand and made my way back home. I searched for form and land. What does that mean? He searched for meaning and a sense of bearing, a sense of belonging, a place to belong, where to be. He searched for something that he could say, this is what this is. Okay? He was looking for something that was form and land. Okay? Land as in location, where, and form as in shape, or as in what. I searched for form and land. For years and years I roamed. I gazed a gazeless stare. What does gazeless mean? It means without seeing, without looking. Okay? I looked without looking. I looked without seeing eyes. Okay? I gazed a gazeless stare at all the millions here who must have died alone a long, long time ago. Okay? So I gazed at all the people. Remember, this, where it's saying, I laughed and shook his hand, this is the original. This is the guy who's going up the stairs. This is not the reflection. Okay? He's saying, I met the guy, I went home. I mean, I met myself. I met my old self. I went home and I spent a long time trying to figure stuff out about myself. And whilst doing that, I realized there are millions of people who don't know that they have a self, who died alone. Nobody dies alone. Everybody dies with their ego. But you see, death is simply the separation between ego and id. That's all it is. Now, who knows? Not me. We never lost control. What? Where? Huh? We never lost control? See, before it was two guys, wasn't it? Two individuals on the stairs, yeah? No, it's one. It's him talking about himself. He's saying, who knows? Not me. We never lost control. It was not just you, id, that had control. Me, ego, I also had control. Don't think I didn't. Because all I have to do is say, okay, you do it, id. See what happens. Okay? So, who knows? Not me. Okay. And as in, where he's saying who knows, he's saying he looked at all the millions of people who must have died. Yeah? Who possibly, who could have, I don't know, maybe, who knows? See? Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. You're face to face with a man who sold the world. Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. You're face to face with a man who saved the world, who sold the world. Great. Now, so that you understand that what I'm saying is correct, okay? The scenario that I put there, okay, it was one scenario. Wait. Nope. I'm not reading that one. That's from somebody. Oh, I haven't read... Actually, I have not read this. I want to read the proper one, the original. So, sorry for all this sliding back and forth. There you go. Here. Now, I'm going to read what David Bowie said about it, and you'll understand that what I'm saying is correct. I'm just fleshing it out with a scenario. That scenario might not be exact. So I'm going to give you another scenario. Let's pretend that David Bowie was so wise that he knew that his id is his connection to heaven. It's a pillar. It's a stair. It's a stairway to heaven. It is a column of filaments. All of those filaments make you. Okay? The filaments make you. Now, that column of filaments, communication goes up and down. Angels go up and down. See, where the religious talk about demonic possession, it's like, that would be connection between you and down. The heck is that? Why are you sending roots down? This isn't how it works. It's roots. You are the roots. The top. So, okay, so there's this communication. You're going to see that I'm correct. This pillar, column, filament, tower, stair, ladder, this thing for communicating, for up and downness, for going up and for going down. So David Bowie, being a genius, is thinking, I didn't realise that when I was looking for myself, I needed to look up. I needed to realise that, dude, I've been the Jesus to myself all along. I'm the one that has carried myself through the heavy stuff. I'm that guy. Okay? Do you understand? So he's saying to himself, David Bowie, is saying to himself, dude, wait a second. I got all wrapped up in the fame and stuff of everythingness, and I forgot a beautiful, cool, funny part of me. I forgot it. I forgot it even existed. I thought it had died alone a long time ago. Die alone would mean without the id. So the ego dying without the id. So it's his id talking to his ego. The opposite of LP. LP is the ego talking to the id. This is the id talking to the ego. David Bowie was more id than ego. This is the reason he used to change himself all the time, was to say, there, just in case you thought that that's how I was depending on the world and portraying myself like this. Like, no, that's scrapped. Now I'm trying this as a dress, as a disguise. Now I'm trying this. Now I'm trying this. My ego is, I'll do whatever I want with my ego. Okay? So, I'm going to go over it again. We passed upon the stair. Like, so now we're not talking a party and he's going up to have a pee. Now we're talking, he has read Jacob's Ladder. He's thinking, hey, dude, ego and id. And I have been walking around being all id, thinking I was being ego. And it turned out my ego was there all along with me. And I thought I'd quashed it, because the popular thing to do back then in the 70s was quash your ego. Too much ego, let go of your ego. Don't be a man. You see, ego is the masculine. Okay? Right. So, David Bowie said, I'm going to tell my masculine to calm down. I'm going to tell my ego to calm down. And later he's been pondering and thinking and going, interesting. That part of me that I wanted to calm down was kind of cool. It was cool. It was a cool part of me. And he realizes this when he's thinking about the whole thing, which means when he's being id, thinking about the whole thing, thinking about the ladder, the communication, where he is, what he is he a spirit, is he a mental being, is he a physical form, what is he? And he's noticed, like, oh, dude, hey, there you are. We passed upon the stair. We spoke of was and when. As in, was, you, I was you. You was me. Like, I was you. We together was, we were a thing. Okay? So we spoke of was and when. So at one point, we were together. We were this, or whatever. Okay? Or maybe in the future, or whatever. Although I wasn't there, so I wasn't fully with it. I was stoned. I wasn't in myself. I was deep in contemplation. Okay, so I wasn't fully there. He said I was his friend. And that, which came as some surprise, because it's not. He's part of me. Okay. And I spoke into his eyes. So he said, I thought you'd gone. I thought you were no longer a thing that existed. Okay. And the reply is, no, don't be silly. I've been in control all of the time. Just quietly, like Iluvatar in The Lord of the Rings, telling Morgoth, you might think you're corrupting the world, but single thing that you do is my bidding. You cannot thwart it. Okay? So, no, not me, I never lost control. You're face to face with the man who saw the world. You're face to face with the guy who tricked the world into thinking that he was a soft, womanly guy. Not a man, a kind of androgynous, womanish thing. Yeah? Tricked the world into thinking, oh, look at that womanish man. Like, it's a man tricking you into thinking, oh, look at that feminine woman, feminine man. He's tricked you, he sold you. You've been sold. Now, I laughed and shook his hand and made my way back home. So he went back to Earth. So remember, he's communicating with himself. He goes back to himself. And then he looked to try and figure out where in the real world can he find himself. Wrong guys, didn't see it. And then I realized there's lots and lots of people who are doing the same who don't know. Okay, so he said, don't know, don't need the rest. Right, now I'm going to read what he said, and you see how what I just said is what he was saying. In other words, when I have been saying you can interpret LP's Lost on You to mean this, it turned out there was a song that was saying what I was saying about LP, except from the ego to the id, it was from the id to the ego. And it's an older song, it's the man who sold the world. It is what I'm saying. It's a communication between the id and the ego. So listen, the man who wrote the world is the 8th track of the 1970 David Bowie album by the same name. When asked about the meaning of the song, Bowie commented, I guess I wrote it because it was a part of myself that I was looking for. What do you mean a part of yourself? Yeah, a part of himself, the guy in the mirror. You know, Michael Jackson, the man in the mirror. Anyway, I was looking for a part of myself I was looking for. Maybe now that I feel more comfortable with the way that I live my life and my mental state, laughs, and my spiritual state, whatever, maybe I feel there's some kind of unity now. That song for me always exemplified kind of how you feel when you're young, when you know that there's a piece of yourself that you haven't really put together yet. I think he meant incorporated. Okay? You have this great searching, this great need to find out who you really are. Now, the reason I'm doing all of this is to urge all of you who are not integrated to come back to yourselves. Okay? There are some of you who are integrated, but some of you have forgotten a part of you. You left it in your teenage. You left it way back then. Some of you will have left it in the early 20s, but most of you in your teenage, you would have said, I am no longer doing this thing. I don't like this thing about myself, so I'm no longer doing it. And you've quashed an integral part of yourself. So call it back, and it will come back and it'll say, I've been here all along, you know, dude. I've been watching what you've been doing, you dumbass. Why didn't you call me? Now, if only what I've said about him talking about thinking spiritually, column, ladder, tower, all of that. If only there was some kind of context to that, other than what he's written and laughed and shook. Sorry, we cross up on the stair. If only there's some kind of context. Well, there is. Jacob's ladder. And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went towards Haran. And he lighted upon the place and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took one of the stones off the place and put it under his head as a pillow, and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and beheld a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood beside him and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham thy father, and the God of Isaac. The land whereupon thou liest, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed, and thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee whithersoever thou goest, and will bring thee back into this land. For I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of. And Jacob awaked out of his sleep and said, Surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, How full of awe is this place? This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. Because he has seen that this, the place where he was, which is in this province of Haran, Beersheba, at that place, angels were coming out of the ladder. We're going up and down, remember? There were angels going up and down. Okay, so, now let me close this. There. I hope I was showing that. Oh wait, I know how to check. I hope, oh yeah, phew, thank God. I thought that maybe I wasn't showing that screen with what I was reading. So, in the Bible, which is a book of magic and a book of understanding, a book of tools to use for being a happy, content, good, strong spirit in this realm, it tells you things in code. He wasn't seeing a ladder propped up at heaven with angels going down, going, oh, sorry, you go around the other side. No. That's not what he didn't say a stair, he said a ladder, not a stair. They had stairs, okay? He said a ladder. What's a ladder? It's a thing that you use for getting across to somewhere else, usually that's higher than you, okay? Okay, that's a ladder. The book, what I just read, is explaining, look guys, your consciousness is a column, okay? The top of it is literally heaven, okay? You can go there anytime you want, but you can't come back, okay? You can look, you can ask questions, you can receive answers, but you can't go there and just come back and forth. You can't do that. Angels can do that. And if you need help, an angel can come down and help you. That's what the archangels are. That's why Abramelin the mage, Abraham, said, if you need help with this, call this angel. If you need help with that, call that angel. Okay? If you need help incorporating yourself, talk to yourself, because you are an angel. We are all angels. What is an angel? It's a spiritual being. We are spiritual beings. We are angels. The distinction between angel and human is just to mix things up, in the same way that in the Gospels it says that Joseph was given gold. He wasn't. He was given golden paste. Okay? So, by the three wise men. So, that's what David Bowie's saying. We crossed I met myself. I was pondering, I was climbing, I was going, because I wasn't there, you know. And I met myself. And it was funny, because I wasn't expecting it, my other half, my other side of me, to catch me by surprise, to say things I wasn't expecting. I thought it had gone because I thought it was just a construct. I didn't know it was a real thing. I thought it was just a construct. And I thought I had disconstructed it and gone, and it was gone, but it wasn't. I hope I'm making sense, okay? Because what I'm saying is profound, and I'm aware that it's profound, okay? I know what consciousness is. I know what time is, okay? And when I publish the next book, the same way that the charlatan flat earthers are used in the Book of the Sun now, without giving me credit, this is not for credit. This is to monitor who's the shit and who's not. You see? I don't care about credit, okay? My ego is not that strong, okay? I genuinely don't. I genuinely do not. When I hear Bob Nodell trying to describe the sun in a little private chat, trying to say what I explain, but without giving away the fact that he's saying what I explained, I find it kind of sweet. Poor fucker. He hasn't got a clue. He's trying to explain what I explain, but he doesn't fully get it, so he can't fully explain it properly. So, and neither can, what's his name? Eric Dollard. Okay? So, I am a genius, fuckers, and that's why so many of you watch this. And you know it. And I'm not shy. And I'm back to myself fully. The part that David Bowie was talking about. It's happened to me. How do you think I figured this shit out? Because I've experienced it. When I was diagnosed with cancer, the strong part of me, the strong ego part of me, came back to me and said, okay, dude, what do we need to do? Relax, I'm here now. I've been here all along, just quiet, watching, letting you do your thing. But it's okay, I'm back. Okay. Do you understand? I'm back. Fully. I'm a fully integrated person. Okay? When I was a teenager, I used to wear bracelets and rings. Okay? All the time. When I was sent to the psyche ward, because the psychiatric establishment was about as bright with mental health as the oncology teams are with cancer, and they took this guy who was tripping out of his head and said, oh, he's got schizophrenia. Not. This guy's tripping out of his head. That's what happened with me. I had been tripping for 8 days. I slept, they took me to a psych ward. I slept for 3 solid days and I came out of the sleep back to myself. Back. But because I've been diagnosed, here's an injection. Here's some medication. Okay? So when I tell you that I've suffered, that I know hell very well, it's because I do. Okay? Don't get this kind of face by eating lasagna and having a lovely time. Okay? So, David Bowie is explaining what I've experienced. He experienced it way before, obviously. LP is explaining something similar, and she's disguising it a bit as a song towards her ex-lover. But there's code in there that says, no, it's deeper than that. What the hell do you think this, I'll never get to heaven because I don't know how? What bearing would that be? Would that be code for, I'll never have an orgasm on my own because I don't know how to bring myself to orgasm because I've been relying on you giving me orgasms, and heaven I'm using as an epithet for orgasm, see? That's what no. LP is saying, ego is talking to id, and id knows how to get to heaven because it is in heaven. And it's saying to the id, because, think this, she's lesbian, which means there's masculine qualities to her, which means there are qualities to her that she's been told she has to quash, just like all Western men have been told they have to quash their nature. She's been told she has to quash her nature. And she's like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. In fact, I'm gonna use it. She has said stuff that's more male and more appropriate to the male experience than any male has ever said. Now, I see from the chat that you're all watching and you're not chatting, are you? Because I can see how it scrolls. You're paying attention to what I'm saying because you're seeing that what I'm saying is correct. In the new book I explain everything. You read my book, you can figure out everything. It might as well be a chip that installs Latin and Hebrew and Greek into you, with which you can navigate the world of commerce and literature. Okay? So, that's my book. I'm going to put it out there in a way that makes it impossible for anyone to talk about anything that is in that book, all of which is 100% original, without people immediately knowing they're quoting my book or they're paraphrasing my book. Because I'm not stupid, and I'm going to do it in such a way that anyone who tries will just look like a shit to everyone else, because they'll be like, yeah, that's what Antonio wrote. You see how you learn? So, Book of the Sun, people talk about it and never credit. Oh, right, okay, shit. All these shit guys. Then these guys, okay? Some of the guys cross over, you're okay-ish, but you're also a shit. And, you learn. So, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. That's interesting. I see how the astronomers took my filament universe thing and they say that, oh no, we've been saying this all along. We only thought of looking after that flat earther wrote his book. Didn't think of looking before. We had the technology, but we just never thought of it, you know. We had it in a list of experiments and tests we wanted to do, and we just hadn't got round to it. No. They found the web that binds the universe because I discussed it. It does not fit whatsoever in their cosmology. So when they say, oh no, somebody in the 1960s discussed it, all right, really? And he wasn't tarred and feathered because it doesn't fit. What would these vortices of gravity be? Because it would have to be, right? There would have to be more gravity this way in these filaments, according to the globe model. There would have to be more gravity this way along the length. More gravity this way than that way. That's not how gravity works. They're full of shit. Now, when I say these people are going to be afraid, I mean it. Because we are waking up. Now, lots of people, lots of Christians and lots of Muslims are like, shit, something's happening. Something's happening. The book says the warriors come back. The book says the big dude comes back. We are back. We are coming back. When I say violence solves everything, that's the last resort. When everything else has failed, violence. Okay? Real violence. Evil violence. I mean it. Give you an example. There's 50 people walking through the desert, and there's a young mother with a young child. And the young mother with a young child, she recently gave birth to the child. And they're walking through the desert. And if they slow down to allow her and the child to keep up, they all die. So what happens? The man like me in that tribe kills the woman, takes the child. The woman was slowing us down and was going to kill us all. I can carry the child. Hello, Saint Christopher. What's that story all about? So, now it's the end. This COVID thing was going on now. People are waking up. People are getting savvy, okay? We see how things like Antifa, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to use violence as much as we want and we're going to get away with it scot-free because, you know, we've got friends in the authorities. One of the reasons the authorities have dumbed people down is so people don't realise how much power they have, okay? Because then they're easier to manipulate. Easier to manipulate into underground too, okay? But not only that, not all the elites are kumbaya lovely people. There are messed up people running shit here. So, We're coming back. We are back. There are more coming. What do you mean, Antonio? I mean, there are people like you guys listening. Some of you guys listening will be going, fuck. I remember actually, I used to love playing the guitar. And I've not played the guitar since I was 17. Because somebody said to me that I looked a bit goofy playing it. And that hurt me. And I stopped playing it. Because it was id that played the guitar. And ego said, I'll protect you, fuck the guitar, let's go and do this instead. Okay? Incorporate yourself. The reason this channel is treated like it is because I explain these things. Incorporate yourself. And you are one of the returned angels. What do you think I'm talking about? The ladder, in Jacob's ladder, is where the angels go up and down. Why? Can't they fly? Don't they just float down? What is that talking about? Why is it specifically saying a ladder? Now I'm going to blow your minds, Christians who thought that I was a retard, evil antichrist. Okay? The Tower of Babel is a discussion of how technology reaches such a point where intelligence, not ability to problem solve, but gathered information, you know, as in intelligence, military intelligence. Intelligence renders enough information to say, hey, human beings have a connection to somewhere. And we think that somewhere is heaven. And we think that by tapping into the consciousness, we can break into heaven. We can knock on heaven's door. So the divine consciousness goes, well, they figured that out. If I leave this alone, they're just going to fuck shit up. They're going to fuck all these people up. So obviously they say a tower. They say, oh yeah, we built a great big tower. Isn't it? They never did. It's not true. Okay? It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. There was no Tower of Babel ever. Of course. It's a metaphor. A tower is something that goes up that you can travel up and down in. Same as a ladder, but a ladder you don't travel in it. Do you? A tower you do travel in it. A filament you travel in. Your id is in the filament. You think that the elite don't know all of this? You think they don't use it? You think they don't manipulate it to the degree that they can? But they haven't figured out how to make gold yet. And I have. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you now with one last thing. Because I realise that this has been very off the wall. Just leave you with one last thing. So that you understand that what I'm saying is correct and true. In the Book of the Sun, I explain some of the changes that will happen. Okay? Some of the changes that will happen will be these. People will start having shared or communal dreams before we all go underground. Some of the understanding about the earth will come from dreams, and it will come from the fact that dreams have been shared. As in, you dream of a situation, and in your dream there's an old college friend of yours that you've not seen for a long time, that you never fell out with, just never seen, have not seen them for a long time. And in the dream, you see him and he sees you or her, and like, hey, in the dream. And in the dream, you're lucid. And the other person is lucid too, but obviously you don't know that that's not just a trick of your dream. Of, oh yeah, in my dream, the avatar of the other person was saying that they were lucid, but they weren't. Okay? It's like, no. They really are lucid, because they will exchange phone numbers and they'll phone each other. Say, dude, what the fuck was that? This is going to happen. Now, so that you understand that what I'm saying is correct. I've already explained what was going to happen with the sun. I've already explained that people are going to see the filaments a lot more. I've already shown that the sun is nothing like how people think it is. The energy of the sky is increasing so much, so quickly, and in such a volatile way, hence the chemtrails, that on days when they do not chemtrail, people are walking with their eyes squinted in Britain. 53 degrees north. I am at 53 degrees north. Ushuaia, Punta Arenas, is at 55 degrees south. Did you know? I have friends who live in Edinburgh, 55 degrees north. So, it's not like we're so close to the equator. Okay? The energy of the sky is becoming a lot stronger. Because it's becoming a lot stronger, the filaments that connect you to your heavenly version, to your id, that have been soft and supple and not communicated very well, the compression is making them tighter, making communication much clearer. I know you're listening, okay? Fuck with me, please. So, I know this is going on. Because the filaments are not just vertical. They're vertical to heaven, but they're horizontal to your circle of friends. Okay? They're not. It's like the sun. The filaments are everywhere. Now, Loki's here. Going, yeah, bro, yeah. Because the tension, the EM field, the tension of the filaments on Earth, on the surface of the Earth that we live in, okay, in the range that we live in, because that is becoming much tighter, the strings are getting more taut, the pitch is changing, the communication is faster. Before, a loose string goes dun, dun. Now it's ding, immediately, much faster, okay? You're getting communications from your spirit, and you know it. There are guys in the chat, I know that some of you guys in the chat know what I'm talking about. Like, shit, he really has put it together. He really has put it together. Yes, I have. I know what Tesla felt like. Tesla knew he was ahead of his time. But Tesla got ripped off because Tesla was a lot more id than ego. Because Tesla's culture and counterculture of America and his shying away of the America almost exclusively ego version of self, that he shrunk back to the more id version of himself. That's why he ended how he ended. I'm not doing that. I'm going to become rich and powerful. Imagine if Tesla had become rich and powerful. Imagine the world. That's me. That's what I'm going to do. And you guys who watch me will see. And I said I was going to tell you something so that you know that what I'm saying is correct. And I mentioned how it's so bright that people are, oh, like, right. That's not what it was. It's this. Watch next time it's drizzling. Okay? Next time it's raining, but it's not big drops. Just raining a tiny bit. Watch droplets move horizontally and even up. I saw it today. How can that happen? Same way that mist from a waterfall reaches much, much farther than the globe can possibly explain. You see, here's a droplet here. Here's 200 meters away. This droplet arrives at 200 meters away. Okay, how much momentum would have to imparted into that droplet? Okay, that droplet with all the effects that air resistance would have on it. Okay, how much propulsion, how much impulse would it need to go 200 meters? A shitload, but that's according to bullshit physics, because that's not the real world. In truth, the little droplet is crossing filaments along a filament, crossing filaments along a filament. That's what retains its shape. 200 meters away from the waterfall with no catapult. And now you can see it when it's raining. And you could not see it before, or I would have seen it before. The same with that, I saw the filament. Now, one of the things that makes me sometimes go, what the fuck, man? Okay, but now I know how to deal with it because I've been thinking, what the fuck, man, about the cancer, and I've dealt with it. Okay, what the fuck, man? How come you're the only fucker that knows this? How come you're the only fucker that sees this? Okay, I don't know how. I don't know how. Okay, some of you might be thinking, you don't know that other people aren't seeing it. You don't know that other people are, do you? You freaking tit. Why would you say that? If not in a way of saying, I want to devalue what you're saying, Antonio. Did you see the filaments? No. Can you kill cancer? No. So, fuck off. I can. You see how when I said, when I have got rid of the cancer, I'm going to be so much more formidably powerful than ever before. I'm going to feel better than I did 20 years ago. Sorry, what did you say, Donald Trump? I feel better at 49 than I did at 29. And at 29 I was in good shape. I had a very, very, very sexy girlfriend. There was lots of sex going on. I was in good shape. Not quite as good as now. Now, although I said earlier that my body's a bit of a wreck, it is because I've lost weight so very quickly, but it's not really a wreck. It's freaking fantastic. Okay? Like really, that's why I'm using it so much, to dance with. So, me. I'm not Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was awesome. But I have communicated with Nikola Tesla. You see, it was Nikola Tesla that said to me, not in words, in the same way that God communicates. And all of you guys who have had communication with God, with the universe, with the divine power, with the divine being, with Valis, with a matrix, with the programmer, however you want to address it. You guys who have had communication and help from it will know what I'm saying. I've had communication from Tesla. I've had communication from my father and from my grandfather. They've been helping me with the cancer. Okay? But they don't communicate with words. That would freak you out. You'd think he was schizophrenic. If you were suddenly hearing your father going, Antonio, come on, do this and this, it would freak you out. So that's not how it communicates. So Tesla communicated with me and said, hey, you, I have a good story for you. Why don't you write a story about the campaigns that will take place in the future? So I will. I'm not going to tell you what they are, because there are frauds who would just try and rip it off. But I'm going to write about the campaigns that will go on in the future. Okay? Okay. And now I'm going to bid you all goodbye. I wish I could stay. I could stay, but I'm not going to, because apart from anything else, I just spat a tiny little bit of expelled tumour. See, my body has been rejecting the cancer. Your body can get... Okay, right. I'm going to go in a minute. I'll just tell you this. Your body rejects cancer in two ways. Gets rid of cancer in two ways. Okay? Only two ways. We're talking when your body gets rid of cancer. Okay. Two ways. The lymphatic system and the bloodstream. Two ways. The bloodstream is not the lymphatic system. It is not the same thing. So, the bloodstream, here's the tumour is here. Here's flesh, the tissue of the organ, wherever the tumour is. Okay? It is here. Your body sends capillaries to feed it. And along those capillaries, it removes waste. When dead cancer cells happen, and the tumour is dead, it takes a long time for these tiny filamentary capillaries, the universe is fractal, to get rid of the waste. A long time. Separate from that, there's the other side. This side. When your body does not take away the dead cancer cells and send them down to the liver through the capillaries it has generated to feed the tumour, when that's not how your body is getting rid of it, which is how your body engages with autophagy, that way, if instead, and that's why autophagy has been pushed so much, even though it's not that effective, instead The lymphatic system gets rid of bacteria and shit that is external, not inside your blood circuit, your blood system. In other words, the lymphatic system takes bacteria, parasites, crap, takes it so that it can't go around doing damage, and funnels it so it can be disposed of. But one of the things that it does is try to get rid of things as large chunks. Like, I don't want to take you into the lymphatic system and then have to drain you. No, you can fuck off, push it off a cliff, down the esophagus. So that's what has been happening with my body. My body has been going, fuck off, cancer. And the tumours have been, well, falling off. And now, I think I don't have any more. I'm not entirely sure. But I've known where they were and what they were. And it's been a pain in the ass. And now I'm not entirely sure whether I still have any. Which is why I want the scans. I'm pretty sure it's gone. I'm definitely sure that we're going to organise the scans. By the time we have the scans, it'll definitely, any remnants of dead or just clinging to life cancer will be gone by the time I have the scans. And I will make myself a t-shirt that says, you will see, so that I can do this all the time instead of saying, you will see. Okay? The same way I said, I'm going to draw the shape of the earth, you will see. I'm going to tell you all what the sun is, you will see. I'm going to explain to you what everything else is. You will see. So, you will see. And the best thing about the cancer thing, not only has it made me so much more powerful, it's a massively powerful weapon. I'm sorry, did you just doubt me? Do you know how to kill cancer? And now, side topic a second. My face is very gaunt right now because I've lost so much weight, but I'm loving it! I have a triple smile! I have a triple smile! I've never seen that before, ever! I have never seen 3. No. I'm like, I like this, I'm going to cultivate this, because this one's slightly different to this one, so I'm going to cultivate. Mind you, here in this one, there's a tiny bit of lymphatic fluid, yeah? So when there isn't, this cheek is like this cheek. But, yeah, so I'm going to do that, just because I can. And I just thought I would change the topic to that. Not change the topic, just mention that, just for the hell of it, just because I can. So, the guy who's saying, blah, 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 and the shit for brains and going, I don't think that's right. And the guy who's saying blah, 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 and the, I think you're wrong. This guy is me. Look, shit for brains. Do you know how to kill cancer? No, I do. How about you shut the fuck up? And smile. A triple smile. With that, I'm leaving you guys. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this. Go back and listen to it again if you didn't get it. Don't ask me questions in the chat, in the thing, to clarify shit. Watch it again and think. It's your responsibility to learn, not mine to teach you. It's your responsibility to learn. It is not my responsibility to teach you. I teach you because I enjoy it, not because it's my duty, because I enjoy it. I could achieve the same that I'm going to achieve anonymously. Bye.